The Nintendo Developers System, or dual screen, DS, was released in 2004 and has an absolute plethora of games behind it, ranging from classics such as the new Super Mario Bros. To the downright weird and awful such as Elf Bowling. The console has very weird and bizarre games such as which was actually later changed to Touch Dictionary, I wonder why, and also games such as Electroplankton, which you might recognise is actually a stage on Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Hi, I'm Vaporeon and welcome to my absolute horrific nightmare of weird DS games. The first game we are going to talk about is called Eminem's Kart Racing. Move over, Mario Kart, because you don't stand a chance against this absolute chronic piece of hot trash. Bloody Christ, I don't even see what the car is. It is so pixelated. Not to mention the words, arrows and moving background is giving me an absolute migraine. It also appears that the vehicles have stats, but I highly doubt that's actually true. It just looks horrific. I don't know what else to say. Handles like my character is disappearing, then reappearing clunky and slow. It's apparent this game only exists for Eminem to sell their chocolate, although you'd be out of your mind if this game makes you want to go buy chocolate.
Oh. I don't want anything.
The next game up on the chopping board is called Common Sense Training. Yes, you heard that right. Common sense training. This game would be absolutely perfect if it wasn't just released in Japan, but was also released here over in the UK, because let me tell you, the general public would benefit massively from playing this. I bet you're probably wondering, how exactly do you train your common sense? Or at least, how does the game even work to attempt to train it, so to speak? According to Wikipedia, because there's no way I can ever play or understand this game, Common Sense Training has over 1,800 questions around manners, society, intelligence, traffic, art and music. First players make a 10-question profile which determines their common sense skill. If a player gets a question right, it gives them a harder one. If they mess up on the first one, they get an easier one, but they have to work harder to bring their score back up. The game then consists of multiple choice questions such as what a traffic sign means. If the question is answered incorrectly, the game then provides a correct answer along with an explanation, because it's assumed players are supposed to learn from their mistakes. Or at least, if they're playing Common Sense Training, you would hope that would be the case. Wikipedia also said that retail pre-orders stacked up over 1 million and the game sold 1.53 million copies. This game really needs to be remade for the Switch so the general public over here can play it. Seriously. Time to spin that DS around to that sweet 90-degree angle and hold it like a book, because now I'm going to show you a rather aesthetic but obscure game based around a fictional America in the 1970s. Hotel Dusk, Room 215 is a game about an American detective named Kyle Hyde searching for his partner. The game is a point-and-click adventure game with its main focus being on the narrative and art style. I must admit actually, the art style is nothing like I've ever seen before on a DS game. Really, it's quite unique and actually I really like it. I've never seen this game once, like growing up in like a thrift store or like a charity shop or anything. So to me it's really intriguing. I think I'm actually going to go buy this game and try it out. I'm sure Amazon or eBay will have it somewhere. The game's charm and strong point would be its world. I mean, you can interact with the environment, play little stress-free puzzles which don't affect the narrative in any way, but the fact that it's there, waiting to be interacted with, really helps the immersion. Throughout the game, the player must speak to the various hotel patrons and employees in order to uncover vital information. The player can show the character's items that Kyle has collected or ask questions that have been brought to Kyle's attention. By asking the right questions, Kyle will uncover the information he needs. If he asks the wrong question, makes a wrong assumption, behaves rudely, shows the wrong item, gets caught with something that isn't his, or if he encounters someone in a restricted area or room, he may confuse or anger the person. This is usually indicated by a darkening of the character in question. This can also result in Kyle being forced to retreat his room, or later in the game, get kicked out of the hotel, leaving him unable to solve the mystery. If you cast your mind back to the very beginning of the video, I mentioned a game called Touch Dictionary, formerly known as Touch Dick. This is interesting because it's not really a game per se, but instead a dictionary, go figure. The title was developed by YBM CISA, I think I'm saying that right, a company that primarily creates English software for teaching people English. However, it was released exclusively in South Korea in 2005. The software offers translations between English, Korean and Japanese, and the game also claims it offers 1.63 million words. The name was changed from Touch to Touch Dictionary for its release due to Western audiences mocking the original name for being unintentionally comedic and vulgar. I mean, it is pretty funny. Okay, so hear me out. Homey Rollers. This name couldn't get any more early 2000s even if it tried. Another kart racer, but this time the environment moves instead of the actual car, guaranteed to make you feel extremely nauseous. Here is a game so steeped in racial stereotypes that it clearly has no idea what it's doing is even offensive. It was panned by critics, especially because of its offensive depiction of Latin people, poor controls and graphics, shallow gameplay and a terrible camera. And we have the developer Webfoot Technologies to blame for this cursed heap flaming pile of garbage. The music is grating, the textures are ugly, the physics, well, what physics? And the racetracks are boring. This game really does itself no favours. IGN even went as far as to say an absolutely worthless kart racer while giving it a 2 out of 10 rating. Honestly, I think even giving it a 2 is generous. Sure, this game is horribly racist, but the real hate crime here is that the title even exists. So, I was just on the Webfoot Technologies website, just out of curiosity, and they have all their games, and I mean, I don't really know what I expected just kind of looking at the logo up there, but I went on a Homey Rollers, and I click read more, and then it goes, Hello Kitty is throwing a party and she needs your help. And I'm like, okay, so clearly you can't even match, like your website clearly doesn't even work. Like, do you not care at all? It's just a game description. It's like Hello Kitty. Play 13 party games with Hello Kitty and your friends. Pick the perfect place for Hello Kitty's party. Send fun notes to Hello Kitty's friends. It's like, really? Like, do you not care at all? Oh God. It generally baffles me, like, really? Contact is a role-playing video game developed by Grasshopper Manufacturer, which relies heavily on humour and fourth wall breaking. To summarise, a professor crash lands on a planet and loses the cells he needs to power his ship. He then meets Terry, a young boy who he entrusts to help him power his ship back up again. The game makes you think, as the professor plays a role in connecting you, the player, and Terry together. The player is included in the storyline as a separate character from Terry, and the game's characters recognise the player as controlling Terry using the DS, breaking the fourth wall and assisting him. Throughout the game, the professor will talk directly to the player to give hints on how to use the controls and to voice his concerns about Terry. The professor is eager to keep the player's existence and their role in Terry's life as a secret from the boy. Despite the game lacking in other places, such as combat, it makes up for it with its storytelling and graphics. The main graphical draw of Contact is its contrast in art styles between the two DS screens. A simple, pixelated art style is prominent in the top screen, while the bottom screen has a pre-rendered detailed art style. These styles clash when the professor transitions from one screen to the other. The game was initially developed for the Game Boy Advance, and then the producer revealed that the two art styles were to switch back and forth. However, when development moved to the DS, the team decided to take advantage of the dual screens by showing them simultaneously. This suggests that the player and the professor are aliens to each other. They must make contact, communicate, and cooperate to make it through the game. Thanks for making it all the way to the end of this video. Sorry if I look a bit different from what I looked like at the beginning of the video. I had my hair cut and coloured, so yeah. I'm going to try and be more active on my YouTube. now that I've graduated university. So I graduated with a degree in games design. So I'm currently working in retail at the moment, so it's a bit difficult for me to like upload and find the time and motivation to like make a video. So, but I am gonna try really hard because I do want to make lots more content. But yeah, thank you very much, and if you did like this video, then please like and share it with a friend, and also comment, because I love responding to you guys' comments. And you can follow me on Instagram at libbylinari and on Twitter at TheCuriousVaporeon. So yeah, thank you, bye bye.